one day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, and you do something about it because you can.
We get this story from Fox 2 KTVU. Bay Area lawmakers announced legislation this last Monday to prohibit law enforcement at all levels from covering their face while conducting operations in the state of California. State Senators Scott Wiener and Jesse Arreguin said the bill would also require officers to be identifiable via their uniform. The senators from San Francisco and Oakland, respectively, said they want to require officers to be identifiable via their uniform or other means, which means not covering their face. Quote, "We do not need secret police in California," said Wiener. I said that at a news conference outside San Francisco City Hall, adding that some law enforcement are grabbing people and throwing them into vans and disappearing with them. Some exceptions to SB 627, or the No Secret Police Act, would be SWAT teams and officers who wear medical masks during some sort of natural disaster, like where there is smoke. Riot gear would still be okay under the bill because those face shields are see-through. Now, the bill would make it a misdemeanor to violate the rule if it becomes a law. Arreguin added that the purpose of the bill is to ensure transparency and accountability for law enforcement, including federal agents. The bill is also intended to protect law enforcement, the senators said, from people who try to impersonate them. Now, a day after the proposal was pitched, Brian R. Marvel, president of the Peace Officers Research Association of California, or PORAC, the largest statewide law enforcement association in the nation, representing over 83,000 public safety members, said he wished the senators had reached out to him before introducing the bill. Or, well, he said it was an ill-conceived idea. He said, "Let me be clear. California's local law enforcement officers are not ICE. Sometimes they act like it. Mhm. Existing state law prevents California police from enforcing federal immigration policies, and state law enforcement's involvement in the activities have been focused on protecting Californians' ability to protest peacefully." Is that why they shot an Australian reporter in the back of the leg? Quote, "Using local law enforcement as a punching bag to grandstand against the federal government should not be an acceptable practice from our state leaders," said Marvel. "It is misdirected, misguided, and intolerable. So is shooting Australian reporters in the back." That's me saying that.
Moving them on through the heart of LA. You just shut the fuck up. You okay?
Marvel said this unnecessary bill would effectively ban personal protective equipment like face shields and gas masks used in high risk situations such as riots or chemical exposures. He said that the bill would force our officers to choose between personal protection and a misdemeanor, risking their safety and our community's safety for a law that solves nothing. California already has oversight measures to ensure that officers can be identified and held responsible for their actions. He said, including language in the state's penal code, which requires uniformed officers to wear a badge, a nameplate, or other device which clearly displays their ID number or name. Let me tell you something real quick. I've seen so many cops in these protests that have no nameplate whatsoever. They have their name up here and they rip it off. You know why? Because they don't want to be held accountable. They want to get away with shit and be like, "That wasn't me. There's no name on that guy." That's why. So don't give me this, "Well, they clearly have to have their name displayed." A lot of them don't. And when you ask for their badge number, they go, "It's right here." And all you see is little bitty numbers on the badge. Or what's your name? It's right here. Boy, there's a lot of people named right here in the law enforcement community. Huh. Your mom named you right? Mr. and Mrs. Here should have chosen another name for you. I digress. Despite what Marvel said about not being contacted, Weiner said he'd be having conversations with local law enforcement about the bill, but he didn't elaborate. Weiner also acknowledged other potential criticism for the bill, which would be that officers could be doxxed. They should be. He said he didn't want that, but he also didn't want California to become a land of anonymous, secret stormtrooper police. Several Republicans dissed the idea. House Speaker Mike Johnson told Fox News that the Democratic idea to make ICE agents unmask themselves are the same people who mandated mask wearing during COVID. He said it's absurd. They need to back off of ICE and respect our agents. Yeah, okay. And stop protesting against them. Yeah, when they stop handcuffing American citizens.
Let her go. She's pregnant.
Video from neighbors we obtained showed them calling for her release. You can hear passerbys honking their horns in protest. Lopez says agents took her into custody, saying she was trying to obstruct their operation. We reached out to DHS for comment and have not heard back.
I'm gonna need you guys to leave. This is private property.
You can hear Lopez on this video she shared with us confronting agents as they pulled up to the building where they were working doing maintenance. The agents were in marked Border Patrol vehicles. She says her husband and co-worker, both undocumented, thought they were being followed by agents when they tried to pull into the building's private parking. Her and her cousin, both U.S. citizens, opened up the gate for her husband to enter. They thought agents needed a warrant to enter as well.
Excuse me, ma'am.
No.
Listen to me. You are interfering with my arrest.
Get out.
Well, you
I'm
could
doing my
take
job.
me.
You
but
have
I'm
no
not-
say to say. No, have nothing
This
to
is
say.
private
You
property.
Okay, is it your property?
Yes,
Okay, can you show me your documentation? Is it your property? Is that your property? Can you please move away?
No, I'm not
Please move
moving
away.
away. I'm not moving away.
I was blocking the doors because they were trying to forcefully open them. But I told them they were on private property.
She says agents said it wasn't private property and arrested her, her husband, cousin, and co-worker.
I wasn't resisting or anything. I was just like you're gonna handcuff me. But I'm not. I can't fight back. I'm pregnant.
He said they're trying to uphold the rule of law and they don't want to be targeted by Democrat activists. So I'm in favor of whatever protocol. And then there is the legal question as to whether states can mandate what federal agents do. Parmeet Dillon, a Republican San Francisco lawyer who is now a Department of Justice attorney for the Trump administration, wrote on X, formerly Twitter, "Scott, go check with a lawyer if this is the thing and get back to us. Hint, it isn't. States can't regulate what federal law enforcement wears." Now, Marvel addressed that as well. California lacks the authority to regulate federal officers' attire or operations, a fight better suited for Washington, D.C., where a bill has already been introduced to prevent ICE agents from concealing their identities. They do it anyway. And you know, the gist of this argument, really, the gist of it, when it comes down to where the rubber meets the road, is that we want law enforcement to be accountable. We don't want this guy with a mask on and he goes out and does something like what they did in Los Angeles. Law enforcement officer turns, aims at a reporter, and shoots her in the back of the leg. All she's doing is standing there reporting. Those are the types of law enforcement officers. We want to know who the hell you are because you just committed assault. A 245, that's assault with a weapon in the state of California. But these cops, they don't want anybody to know who they are so they can get away with stuff. Well, guess what? Us with a camera, you're not going to get away with it because we're going to put you on social media and we're going to send it to the governor, your police chief, your sheriff, whoever we can to get your ass fired when you violate people's civil rights or commit a crime or break policy. And for any of these police chiefs or sheriffs who would say, well, you don't know what our policy is, Google. And people laugh at me when I say, just Google it. But let me tell you something. And I'm going to use San Bernardino County as an example here on this. If you go to Google and you look up the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department policy, it's there. The policy handbook is there. If you look up POST, Police Officer Standards and Training, it's there on the internet. Just have to look for it. Google ain't a bad thing all the time. Sometimes you can find shit on Google. So if you say, I wonder what my local law enforcement policy handbook says, look it up. It's probably on the internet. So it cracks me up when they say, well, you're saying our cops violated policy. You don't know what our policy is. It's on the internet. When I filed a complaint on this last police sergeant, well, you type a police sergeant, he was a deputy. I quoted policy that he violated in that complaint because I was able to look it up. My point is this. If we're going to allow these cops to be anonymous and get away with stuff, then where's the accountability? And then you hear these police chiefs and these sheriffs go, we hold transparency to the highest standard. No, you don't. Not if your cops are out there anonymous, no name, mask on. How is that transparent? How are they accountable? They have a nameplate. It was Johnson or it was Hernandez. It was Jimenez. Okay. Give me Officer Jimenez. Bring him in here. You see? So all we're asking for is a little bit of accountability and transparency, not only in the state of California, but across the nation. And these cops and these agents that are out there trying to no name, mask on, who the hell, how the hell do we know who you are? You can do anything you want and go, well, I'm a cop. Go pound sand. I can do whatever I want, man. Yeah, we'll see about that. And I finish with this. All you people that are graduating these police academies and these sheriff's academies in San Bernardino County, guess what? Smile, because sooner or later, you're going to be on candid camera.